All right, everyone, back at the lake. Here I look down at ace, king, king 10, double suit in middle position. There's an early position limp. I make it 25, and there are 4 callers, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes queen 10, 9 rainbow. Small blind bets 60. Everyone folds to me. I fold, and action folds through. Small blind shows his hand. He has queen jack 9, 2 double suited, so he flopped 2 pair with the straight draw, and he's going to take it down. Here look down at ace 10, 10, 7, single suit in early position. I limp. Next player makes it 20. 3 callers to me, and I call, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes king jack 8 with 2 clubs. Action checks to me, I check, and action checks through, so still going 5 ways to a turn. Turn brings in the front door flush with the 9 of clubs. Action checks to me, I check, checks over to the late position player who bets 40. 1 caller, small blind then raises to 220, and everyone folds, so he takes it down. Here look down at ace king 7, 6 double suited in the big blind in a straddled pot. There are a couple early position limpers. Next player makes it 60. 1 caller to me, and I call, so we're going 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes king 10, 5 with 2 diamonds. I check over to the original raiser who bets 150. Late position calls, and I fold. Turn brings the jack of diamonds, bring in the front door flush. The original raiser bets 175, which isn't enough to cover the short stack, and the short stack calls. River brings a 9. The short stack shows his hand. He has ace queen 10, 8, so he has the ace queen of diamonds for the royal flush, and the original raiser mucks, but he said he had the other 2 kings, so short stack's going to take it down. Here look down at king queen queen 10 single suited in middle position in a straddled pot. Folds to me, I limp over to a late position player who makes it 45. 2 callers to me, and I call, so we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace 4, 2 with 2 diamonds. Checks over to the original raiser who pots it. Folds to me, and I also fold, so he's going to take it down. So at this point, we're about 3 hours into the session. Haven't won a hand yet until I look down at king jack 9, 8 single suited on the button. Under the gun makes it 20. 2 callers to me, I call, and both the blinds call, so we're going 6 ways to a flop. Flop comes queen 3, 2 with 2 diamonds. Checks all the way over to me, and here, not a great hand, but I just decided to go with it and bet 120, and everyone folds, so we take it down here. You look down at queen queen 10, 6 rainbow in the small blind. Everyone limps over to me, and I check my option. Big blind does the same, so we're going 9 ways to a flop. Flop comes queen 7, 6 with 2 clubs. I check over to the big blind who bets 35. 2 callers back over to me. I make it 255. Big blind's thinking about what to do, and he decides to re-raise it to 500. Gives me a little protection here, and everyone else folds over to me, and I call my remaining chips, so we're going heads up to a run out. Turn brings a king of diamonds. River brings a 3 of diamonds, and my opponent doesn't look too happy. I turn over my hand, and he turns over pocket 6s and mucks his other 2 cards. So looks like I had him drawing pretty much dead, so we're going to double up here. Here look down at ace king queen jack single suited in early position. I open at 20, and there are 4 callers, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes 10, 8, 2 rainbow. Small blind bets 30. Over to me, I call, and there are 3 other callers, so we're going 5 ways to a turn. Turn brings a 3 of diamonds, bring in the backdoor flush draw. Small blind pushes for his remaining 200. I fold, folds over to the button who makes the call, so they're going heads up to a river. River brings a jack. Small blind turns over his hand. He has jack 10, 8, 5, so he flopped 2 pair and then rivered a better 2 pair, so he's going to take it down. Here look down at ace king 10, 8 single suited in early position. I limp. Next player makes it 15. 3 callers to me, and I call, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes king 9, 8 rainbow. I bet 35, and there's 1 caller, so we're going heads up to a turn. Turn brings a 3, so if I had the best hand on the flop, I should still have it here, so I bet 105, and my opponent folds, so we take it down. Here look down at queen 10, 9, 8 single suited in the big blind. There's 3 late position limpers. Small blind checks, and I check as well, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace jack 9 rainbow. Checks to me, I check, and action checks through, so still going 5 ways to a turn. Turn brings a 4 hearts, bringing in the backdoor flush draw. Checks to me, I bet 15, and there are 3 callers, so we're going 4 ways to a river. River brings a queen, I bet 35, and all my opponents fold, so we take it down. Just wanted to remind everyone we launched the PLO Posse yesterday, which is a Discord-based community where, we talk about everything from general strategy to hand histories to the best poker rooms to play at to World Series of Poker info. We already have some guys that have already seen some WSOP action in the early going. And, especially for newer PLO players, you're going to also learn some live PLO lingo. You'll be able to kind of go in there and just post whatever hands you weren't too sure about. from myself. We'll also have Zepha Poker in there, Poker Jesus. So we really got a great core of people in there to help you out. Wanted to remind everyone also that if you join by tomorrow, I'm also going to be having a 30-minute one-on-one with every single person just to get to know you, but also to be able to figure out where you are in your game. And to join, you would actually use the Patreon link in the description below. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you guys in there. Here, look down at Jack 9, 8, 7, single suit in middle position. Folds to me, I open a 20 and there are 2 callers. So we're going 3 ways to a flop. Well comes Queen 10, 4, rainbow. Checks to me, I bet 45 and both my opponents fold. So we take it down. Here, look down at Ace King 3, 3, double suited under the gun. I open a 20 and there are 3 callers. So we're going 4 ways to a flop. Well comes 10, 8, 7 with 2 hearts, checks to me and is supposed to betting here, potentially getting raised. I decided to check with the intention of calling, but all my opponents check back, so still going 4 ways to a turn. Turn brings in the front door flush with a 6 of hearts. Small blind bets 45, folds to me. I go ahead and make it 130 and folds back to the small blind who also folds, so we take it down. Here, look down at Ace, Ace, Jack 5, single suited on the button in a straddle pot. Under the gun limps. Middle position player makes it 50. I call, and there are 2 other callers, so we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes Ace 4, 2 with 2 diamonds. Checks over to the original raiser who bets 125. Here, my hand's obviously pretty under-repped. I don't really have to worry about anything on the turn with me absolutely crushing this flop, so I decide to just flat and, let him continue telling the story there on the turn. Both the other players fold, and we're going heads up to a turn. Turn brings in the front door flush with a 10 of diamonds, and my opponent immediately checks to me. I was hoping it didn't come in as, that's pretty much what my hand looks like here. But, as played, I decided to just check back and hopefully let him bluff on the river. So heads up to a river. River brings a 9 of hearts, so it doesn't change anything, and my opponent immediately checks again. And here, obviously, got to try to get some value, so I bet 200, and my opponent doesn't take too long before making the call. I turn over my hand, and obviously we're good here. So taking down a pretty decent sized pot. Here, look down at Queen Jack 9, 9, double suited in middle position. Folds to me, I open a 20, and there are 4 callers, so we're going 5 ways to a flop. Flop comes Ace 6, 4 with 2 spades. Early position player bets 100, folds to me, and I also fold. So this is a hand that I've kind of cut out of some of the recent videos. We've all had sessions like that. You raise, you have a nice hand pre-flop, you get a pretty bad flop and you just have to fold, so I don't think it's super interesting, but some people have kind of said that my videos are too short, so I decided to put it back on this vlog and let me know what you guys think. Here, look down at Ace King King 3 double suited under the gun. I open a 20. There are 3 callers over to the button who pots it to 130. Small blind folds back over to me. A couple things I was thinking in the moment is, one, I've been opening a little bit wider today than I normally do. So I think, this player is definitely well aware of that. 2, he's also on the button. So he definitely could just be kind of opening here pretty wide, just trying to take advantage of all the dead money there is. So I just decided to go with it and repot. Folds back over to the button who quickly ships. So not really a good sign, but obviously at this point I make the call and we're going heads up to a run out. Flop comes King 10, 4, rainbow. Turn brings a 9. River brings another 4. So don't really have much to worry about here. I turn over my hand and my opponent turns over his. He did indeed have aces with Ace, Ace, 8, 3, single suited. So, kind of tough there with Ace, King, King to put your opponent on aces. Obviously it's less likely that they have aces, but when they do have aces, you're in worse shape for having, kind of the dead ace. But happy to get lucky here and take down a pretty good sized pot. Here, look down at Ace Jack 10, 5, single suited in the cutoff in a straddled pot. Folds to me, I limp, couple other limpers, and we're going 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes King Jack 2 with 2 hearts. Checks to the straddler who bets 35. I make it 105 and folds back to the straddler who also folds, so we take it down. I played about an orbit or 2 after the Ace Jack 10-5 hand, nothing of note to report. Played for about 6.5 hours total and decided to rack up.
What's up, guys? Wayne back here with you. So today I was in for 600, out for 1925, so profit of 1325. As I mentioned earlier, didn't win my first hand until after 3 hours into the session. Played for about 6.5. So patience really is going to be one of the biggest keys to winning in PLO. Especially when you're in a looser game, when you're just card dead, you really can't do too much just besides staying patient and sticking to your game, and hopefully things will work out. So if you haven't already done so, check out my previous video. I'll link it up here, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.